It's Gerry. Welcome back.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
Yeah,
Another wonderful day.
That's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Nice and cloudy, and we just got done like 2 weeks of unbelievably cold temperatures. But we're not here for that. We're here to get hungry. Gerry was on last time. Well, actually, it was our first show, so congratulations on that. I mean, it was I didn't have all the stars and all the hoopla around it, but Gerry had the first podcast with us here on this new Buck Stops here, part of the 302 network. I must say, if you haven't checked us out, please do. We run 24/7, 365. It's all about community, news, and some good music, whether you like to chill, mellow out, or you like to rock your rear end off. I've got a great curated selection of music from many, 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 many genres. And also I'm going to throw a plug in for our Easy Sunday Morning, where we play a little jazz, and it's sponsored by The Room. So, Gerry, I know you're a big jazz guy, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Gerry feeds me all the tunes, and I go out and spend money and buy them all. And so Gerry costs me more money than anything. So thanks, bud. Bangin' Meats, you're really growing. The whole program seems to be really kicking off.
It really has. So excited. So extremely excited about it, particularly coming into this year, 2026. Already started off with a bang. Back about a month or so ago, we did a beef and brew for Potnitz Lakeside's HOA. They had a wonderful turnout. 150 guests came. And Katie, my right-hand person, and my neighbors all pitched in, and we served up some smoked brisket, some smoked pulled chicken, mac and cheese, Southern-style green beans, coleslaw. And guess
it's getting close to dinner time. It's 3 o'clock. I didn't have a big lunch, so.
But guess what else we had there?
You had
our Bangin' Meats hot dogs buried in sauerkraut in our world
no
famous.
Way. Come on, seriously.
In our world famous
and
Dr.
I didn't get a call.
onions.
I did not get a call. I would have came back down from Wilmington for one of the things,
Oh
right?
my God.
We talked about it before. Gerry's got Dr. Pepper onions. Now, we're going to talk about all of the other stuff, but I'm going to emphasize that the Dr. Pepper onions are the most delicious onions I've ever had, and they are supremo on your Franks.
Yeah. And I sort of insisted that we have our Smokehouse Franks there with this stuff. Here we are at a beef and brew, and here I am with our Smokehouse Franks as well. And they were the first things that were gone.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Like, we're all looking at each other going, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well,
Beautiful brisket.
Look, you wouldn't have to twist my arm. I know that. But I know your brisket's fabulous, but I'm sorry. I just love those damn Franks. So damn good.
I just had a gentleman just on a Facebook post said, I can't wait for Bayside Deli to open so I get my Bangin' Meats hot dog fix. I said, you don't have to wait that long.
Right, just call me. Right. So you got all that going on, and you were just explaining about how you're using, Bangin' Meats and your talents and everything else to really assist, nonprofits and communities here in around the local area, the Long Neck. Boy, I can't even think of the whole Sussex County, all Sussex County. Hey, look, man, I'm only 3 years down here. You know what I mean? You got to give me a break. So I can tell you all about Newcastle and all around there, but I'm a newbie down here in a sense. So, but you're doing great with really expanding not only just the business and what you're creating, what you're making, but you're really making a hell of impressions and into the communities, which is great.
That was the whole gist of it all.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, for being in this business 35 plus years as an executive chef and now culinary director, the business has been very good to me over the years. And now it's time to give back. And so when we developed Bangin' Meats with our award-winning Smokehouse Franks and our other products, our spice blends, our barbecue sauces and marinara sauces, everything like that, I wanted to tie it all back together to give back to communities that have been so very good to me over the years. And I thought, what a better way than to go to our local communities, our HOAs, say, listen, there's always a struggle of trying to get new memberships and stuff into the communities, getting people in the community involved in their HOAs and stuff like that. So I said, why don't we try to help them and offer them a free lunch to the residents? So when they're having their membership drives, or they're having their spring opening fling, or their fall closing fling, or their yard sales or poker runs, whatever they're going to be doing, we wanted to be there for them. So there was no charge to the HOA. There was no charge to the residents. We just wanted to draw the people out. And it was such a big hit at the end of last year that we ended up partnering up with DMOA, which is a Delaware Manufacturers Homeowners Association, on a state level. And so we partnered up. So we're going into, with the help of them, into all these different communities, and now looking into Kent County as well, that they want us to expand up there with them too. And the key to it all was I'm a big fan of supporting local supporting local.
Yeah, right.
And I really wanted to tie in the local businesses into here, where I could give them a really unique marketing avenue where they could really get into these communities up close and personal, where they can meet hundreds and hundreds of residents that may want to use their services, whether you're an electrician, a plumber, lawn care, roofer, windows, whatever it may be, that we could show them. Auto repair, yeah. Oh, Buckley Auto was one of the first sponsors that we had. So it
was my stomach talking.
Yeah, I hit you at a weak
moment.
moment.
On a weak moment. It's it's like one of the times when you go to a grocery store, you don't go when you have the munchies, right?
Yeah, that's the only time you call Greg. A little hints. Wait till he's hungry, then nail him.
Right, that's it. I'm so easy.
But and it has worked out wonderfully for the small businesses.
Yeah,
it's worked out great for the HOAs. It's worked out great for the residents, and it really is a small community helping a small community. Yeah. And so now I wanted to take it a step further, because I keep on drilling down. How am I going to make this even better, more appealing to the communities for us to come in there? And sitting down with Joyce O'Neill, the president of DMOA, and I said, Joyce, it's not the easiest thing in the world to try to convince a small business to come in, because everyone has their marketing in their budget, limitations that they want. So I really wanted to make it affordable, number one. But number two, if we're really going to be locally motivated and have locals supporting locals, you can't get much more local if you have businesses within that community that may want to be a part of this program, that people in that community might not even know they exist in there or live in there. So within these communities, there are plumbers, electricians, lawn care people that we want them to have first cracks at supporting their own community and really help them get the word out to their community. Like my community, there's well over 300 homes in my community, and they're all like that. Right. So I think a lot of times is a lot of small businesses may not be thinking that expansiveness, or they're not thinking in terms of giving and sharing and joining in with others. They don't understand what the mix could be or why, what the purpose is behind all of that. So there is a lot of hesitancy, and then some unfortunately look more of the dollar return. Well, if I'm not going to get this, and I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? And instead of just, all right, man, let's roll with it. Yeah. Let's get the guys together and see what we can do. Yeah. And I think I mentioned to you last time, it's such a unique way where a handshake and a smile turns into,
it's huge.
When you're face to face with somebody and all of a sudden, you just bought them their lunch, and they will remember that. Oh, they will. Yeah. From years ago, I remember people bought me lunch. Like, I won't forget that. That's something, unique and different. And it's fun for them. Everybody's in a relaxed atmosphere out there having a good time. And, Jason Facility, home improvement. He's been with us from the get-go too. And he's still here because it's working. It's working. Right, for him. So I'm really proud of that we're able to connect small businesses with the people they need to be in front of. Not bashing radio ads or anything like that, but it goes out to such a broad audience that I take an hour ride to work every day. I hear 1,000 commercials. Couldn't tell you one.
Nothing sticks in the head, right? But you'll remember
you'll remember this,
right?
Hey, that guy was a really nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and I do need a roof,
right?
Or I do need a deck built, or I do need
I'll
a
call him first,
right?
That's true. I like I said, I'm on a lot of calls and a lot of marketing calls and stuff like that, and I personally believe that there's a change coming when people are I can do from the auto repair side. A lot of people are rethinking their methods to market.
Yeah.
And how it is important to be community focused and what you can do within your community. Take the talents that you have. I mean, no one, there's not too many people that would refuse a meal.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't care, from, listen, let me tell you, I could be over my ears stuffed, right? I could just finish a turkey dinner. And if I walk by a slice of pizza, I'm going to eat the slice of pizza. You know what I mean? Okay. Right. I don't care what it is. I'm going to do that. I know it. Or I'm going to look into the fridge every time I come into the house to see what I can pick on. I shouldn't be saying all this stuff because, I'm trying to get healthy, but it's a natural situation. Food is just an amazing mechanism or a draw to get into the community and have fun and do well with it. It's
a bridge.
It's a bridge. That's a great word, man. I got to remember.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a universal bridge to begin with. As we all grew up, people come to visit, family or friends. Where do you end up? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Around the kitchen table.
True.
That's where world problems are solved or family issues are solved or, the kitchen is the heartbeat.
Or fights.
Right.
Or, bloodletting.
That
stuff, right?
It's the heartbeat of the family.
It really is.
So when you could bring that to a community and that type of attitude or, it's just fun for everyone and they really feel it. And we talked about this once before. What makes our stuff different is the effort that we put into it, that people could actually, when you eat food that's prepared well, prepared with a lot of love, it was. You could tell. And that's what's happening. We really take a lot of time and hard work and pride into what we're doing.
You got quality. That's the key. And I don't think you should sacrifice that.
Never.
People may be sensitive to price on a couple of things, but that happens all over. But if you're giving the value underneath of that price, you have nothing to worry about because people will come back to you. And that comes with what now we talk about the Franks that you serve. I've experienced them at some of your events. But what other foods are kind of popular that you really put out there for folks? Well,
again, because of this popularity. And so, I really want to be in communities all the time.
Right.
So if we have a community that has 5 or 6 events during the course of the summer for themselves, they may not want to do our Smokehouse Franks all the time.
Right.
But being a chef for these many years and the equipment that we have that we talked about last time.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things that we could do, whether it's sausage and peppers or homemade meatballs, or whether it's a Mexican style or Italian.
There's always something grab and
fusion.
Go. Like that? Yeah,
always, that they could stand there like a bao bun with, which are delicious, but then maybe do a fusion theme with it and put butter chicken in that bao bun.
Wow.
And just give something, with a little pickled onion on top and just give something so different, but they're going to eat it up.
Right.
Because it's familiar and it's delicious.
Well, that would make me remember, where did I get that chicken in a bun at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not like I'm served a freeze-dried hamburger someplace, I'm getting this.
Yeah. If we do tacos, it's not going to be just ground meat with the tacos. It's going to be something
from Ortega.
Oh my God. This is really homemade salsas and this is awesome. So we want to be able to offer that, variety that we could go in and do very quickly, very efficiently, and they're going to love it.
Now, how do you, let's say that, listening, other small businesses want to be able to get involved with you. How do they meet up with you? What do they do? I mean, I know the ropes, but how would you go about getting others? What have you done?
I do a lot of stuff on Facebook, like ads out there and stuff. So I'm always trying to post different recipes and stuff out there, but I'm always putting in what we have coming up, that if they want to be a part of it, just reach out to me. They can message me there. Our phone number is always there. My email address is there, and just reach out. And I send out lots and lots of emails to people just to see if I could draw the interest. This is a great vehicle, so for all you small business owners out there listening to this, reach out to me, because it's really worth the 5-minute conversation. You may decide not to, which is fine, but it's worth listening to and worth the 5-minute conversation to have. And I think you'll appreciate it. And I think you want to be a part of it.
Right.
And I'm only saying that from a small businessman myself, that I've seen the results of what's happening. And they're very good results.
Oh, I see it. I mean, no question. And you're out there grinding it every day. And you're talking about getting into Kent County, which is
Demoa is expanding out to. They just brought a few people on to head up Kent County. Okay. With all the manufactured homes communities up there. And Joyce had called me. She said, "Gerry, would you be interested in doing this with us?" I said, "Absolutely." Right. She goes, "Not too far?" I said, "No, not too far. We'll gladly do it."
That's good.
Because, we're portable enough.
Sure, yeah.
To do it.
You got a great setup.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if you ever see Jerry's portable setup. It's pretty amazing. I was blown away with it when he came back, and the first time we were talking about, well, maybe I'll get a truck, maybe I'll get a trailer, maybe I'll get this, I'll get that, and then you wheel out this amazing multi-purpose
steam table.
It was just like, wow, this is perfect.
Yeah, and that's out of my own insecurity of towing stuff. I was afraid to back up. I mean, God, there's got to be a better way.
I don't blame you, man. I'm not one to tow either.
So
you know what I mean?
We want to, we're going to set up a nice tent, have everything set up underneath it, and make it nice. And easy for me to handle. I feel comfortable. In my element at that point. Because we went last year to the seafood festival, and I almost had a heart attack driving that thing around. It's like, because it wasn't mine, right? First of all, and then we got through it. Yeah, but I like this setup better.
That's much better. I mean, no fuss, no muss. You know what I mean? It just gets and goes. So, but what about? Let's talk about your background. I don't know if we've covered that enough, because every time I speak with you, I learn how really involved you are with the food industry and what you've done in the past. So a little bit about Gerry Geda and where he was in order to be where you are today.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
going deep on you, man.
All right, that's fine. I love telling this story.
Okay.
So, it all started, you start in childhood, right?
Yeah.
So my grandmother, whose name was Josephine, and one of my original spice blends was called Josephine. Incredible woman. Little Polish woman. And her and my grandfather came over here early on in the early 1900s, and he was killed in the mines. He was crushed, yeah. And that's when she had 3 young kids, my father included, and 1 in the oven.
Wow.
And she survived. She ended up being a cleaning woman all of her life. But the most strong, caring, loving woman you'd ever want to meet in your life, Jetty. She was called Jetty.
No kidding.
With the D's in there,
okay,
right?
All right.
But always, come to visit you, hugging you and kissing you with her little black pocketbook, and out came a quarter. Jetty, you go to the store, you go. But what an incredible cook. And there's things that she has made I've never forgotten, ever. And if I could, in my mind, I was always thinking, I want to do this. And if I could be a fraction of the person that she was, I'm going to be pretty successful in life. And then over the years, I've done different things. I was really in the trucking industry for a lot of years. Yeah, I was a regional sales manager. And then I got sick. I ended up with the big C a little bit, I guess they would say. And,
really?
Yeah, and it got scary. When the doctor tells you, you need this surgery, and we're going to take a large section of your bowel, and you're going to be on a bag for the rest of your life, and or if you don't, you have 5 years. And I don't know what it was, something in my head, whether it was my grandmother or my father from the heavens saying, all that came out of my mouth was no. And I said, no. I said, I want my records. And I ended up going to the Cancer Institute. And then I teamed up with a naturopath physician. And he worked on me like crazy. But every time I'd go there, I'd come out of his house with bags of Indian spices.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, here's what you got to use this. You got to do this. You got to do this. Because all these spices had anti-carcinogen properties in them.
Okay.
So I'd go home, I'd put them on the shelf and step back, go, well, now what? Cooking was always a hobby. But it was right then at that moment, I had to decide that I was going to make it my profession.
And that's life.
And that's life.
Yeah.
And I started from scratch. I mean, I started as a busboy, then I went to a dishwasher, then I went to a prep cook, a line cook, a sous chef, executive chef, now my position as a culinary director. I have done everything in this industry that you could possibly do. And I put myself on a timeline. When I was a prep cook, so I'm going to give myself 8 months, I'm going to be a line cook. And I would outwork, out hustle, out everybody.
Sure, yeah.
But I was passionate about it. I studied it. I read cookbooks like they read novels. I was, it was before Food Network. So,
right.
But once that started, and that was really to this day, like Katie just shake her head at me. But, and I kept myself on that schedule from a line cook, then I'm going to be a sous chef, and I made that. Then I'm going to be an executive chef, and I did that. And then you had to go through all your testings and all that kind of stuff to earn that title. And here I am, all these years later. It was hard work. Yeah. It really was.
When were you diagnosed with all the issues? It had to be a young age.
Oh, I was just 40.
Oh, you were just 40 when okay.
Yeah, a little young, maybe.
But you're only 42 now, right?
Yeah. It's premature gray.
Premature gray, right? And no gray.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's been a long run.
Wow. That's interesting. I mean, I never knew that side of the story about how you got to be where you are.
Yeah. So it was it's been a good ride for me. Didn't expect it.
Right.
For sure. But lemons. Lemons, right?
Yeah,
so you just do what you have to do.
Yeah,
and
make a lemonade.
I had a good support group over the years. I've worked with some fantastic chefs over the years that were always encouraging, keep on going.
Yeah.
Don't stop. And,
and you have it.
Now I have it.
Yeah.
So now it's time to give back.
That's great, man.
Always to give back.
It's a hell of a hell of a reason.
Yeah.
My thought was, are the spices that you use to help you sustain your life or maintain it or to be healthier.
Yeah.
Do you use them? Do you think about them when you're creating your dishes and sauces? I mean, all that?
Yeah, all the time. Actually, one spice blend, a blend of hope, I called it.
Really? Blend of hope? Okay.
When I was living in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, the hospital there, they had a cancer unit, and they were having a fundraiser, and I actually developed that blend for that unit. And they had a big show and promoted it, and it was called Blend of Hope.
Blend of Hope.
Every single spice that was in it,
like turmeric,
cardamom, all of it,
right?
All had anti-carcinogen properties in it.
Okay,
and plus it was delicious.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey,
so I was really proud of that.
Do you have that? Is that available for people?
I haven't made it since I left Lancaster.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about bringing it back? I mean, it's a heck of a. I mean,
Yeah.
my gosh, that's a perfect name.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I had like 28 different spices in it. You know, it's like
let's get that going. I mean, people listening, look at that would be a great gift. It's
Sure.
symbolic.
That's a great way to put it. It was a gift of hope.
Yeah, gift of
Yeah.
hope. I mean, it's a very symbolic gesture, just to hand a spice of gift of and actually have that available. You know, well, I'm giving you some ideas. That's all. I mean, I can't help myself. You know? So, one of the things, folks. You're listening to Gerry Geda here, Bangin' Meat, on the Buck Stop Here podcast show, and of course, that's going to run on the 302.fm radio station. And that's right, I said 302.fm. Very easy to remember. That is the website name now, 302.fm. Getting closer and closer to trying to be that radio station that you want to come and listen to, especially if you're interested in all the local things that are going on here in the great state of Delaware. We've got great music, a little news, community, guys like Gerry coming on here talking about what their life is like and what it's been and how they're helping others with their profession and their talents. It's really great to be able to share all this with you. So I want you to keep staying tuned. And Gerry, now that you've gotten about how many years into it have you? I mean, you've been developing this program for about a year now, or a little longer.
Yeah, a little longer.
Okay, and it's starting to mature and get some wheels under it.
Yeah, the wheels are starting to turn.
Yeah. Yeah. And where do you see yourself for like 26, 27, 5 years? Like what's the big goal?
The big goal is to help as many small businesses in the HOA's community. I mean, there's 38 HOA communities, I believe, in Sussex County, and almost an equal amount up in Kent County. So if I could work within these groups on a weekly basis, whatever the event is, to travel to the different communities and give back to that community, give back to that HOA, and help those small businesses within that community, I'm happy as a lark to do that. And that's what we're driving for, to do the different events and shows, like First Delaware coming up, and the Seafood Festival again coming up. And again, you and I have talked about having events for the Home of the Brave to do an event with them with the spring coming.
Mm-hmm.
We could certainly do that, and just to help them out, to honor them, to the people that sign their name on that dotted line, to give me the opportunity to do what I'm doing. So I'm so appreciative of that. As well.
That's great. I mean, it's such a great program, and you've got so many cool things, and the food. Just talking about what you can make, and what's your favorite dish to make for you?
That's a tough one. When I was in the restaurants, even my own, I love saute cooking.
Okay.
So Italian is really. Besides my Polish grandmother, you can't get much more homebodied than an Italian grandmother.
Right.
Cooking for you, and I'm stuffed. You don't like it? No, I love it. Eat some more.
Eat some more, right?
So
what do you mean you don't like it? I slap you in the face.
So, and it's fun, and it's very teachable too. As from my grandmother to Italian grandmothers, and I don't say this in a derogatory way. It was peasant cooking.
Oh yeah.
They made amazing things out of what little they had, and with limited products, limited anything. I teach my executive chefs now. I'm not sure if I shared this story with you, but in Lancaster, when I helped open Zetropolis, I hired an executive chef, and he probably knows more in his baby tip of his finger than I would ever know. I mean, this guy was on it. But we had him come in to do a cooking demo for the investors of the restaurant and myself, and he pulled out, God almighty, there must have been 50 different eye of the newt things I never even heard of.
Yeah.
And he's pulling out, he made this dinner, but it took him forever. Took him like 8 hours to make a 2-course meal, and it was outstanding. And me and Todd Smith, who was one of the owners of the restaurant, were looking at each other. And Todd looked at me and goes, "Oh, Gerry, how are we going to get this onto this menu?" So I said, "I got it. Don't worry." I walked up to Adam. I said, "Adam, this was remarkable. It really was. We're about to open a restaurant, and you can't take 8 hours to cook something. So here's my challenge to you. You're as talented as I've ever seen, but I want you to take those 50 items, and I want you to do it with 4.
Oh my God!
And you make it taste the same."
That's like one of those shows out now. You know, you take a bowl of whatever you got and put it together.
And he looked at me sort of funny. I said, "No, Adam, that's what we need you to do. You know, we really need to be able to produce the food, you know, efficiently, quickly, but I want to taste it just like that." And he did it.
Wow.
You know, he did it. And in that first year, Zootropolis was extremely successful. I think we've got written up in Fortune magazine as one of the up and coming restaurants in the Lancaster area. So it was fun. Did
you ever follow or learn from any celebrity chefs, or were they called celebrity chefs back then or now?
Oh God, growing up, remember the Galloping Gourmet?
Oh yeah, I do. Yes, yeah.
I used to watch him get home from school, and I'm watching the Galloping Gourmet.
You're right. Forgot all about him.
Yeah, and you know, Justin Smith.
Yeah,
I believe the old Cajun, like his famous stir
it up.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched all that stuff all the time. Never personally met any of them.
Right.
Well, I did. Robert Irvine.
Trying to think.
Who used to, on the Food Network, he'd go into restaurants that were failing and he'd revamp them.
Kind of like Bar Rescue, but just the restaurant side.
Yeah. And there was, when I lived up in the Poconos, there was a restaurant that I just happened to be driving by, and I stopped in and said, "Hey, I'm looking for some moonlight work.
Yeah.
Here's my resume and stuff." And I'm walking out the door, and they came out the door and said, "Stop." Yeah.
You're not going nowhere.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. And then I started looking around, and here's all the camera trucks and stuff that they set up there for like a week. And I was part of that with him to do this restaurant and turn it over into something that's it's closed now.
Yeah, well,
so I left and went to hell.
Well, you know, you go see what happens when you leave.
Yeah.
Well, it
was a great experience, though.
Well, of
that
course,
was fun.
You know, but restaurants, some will only last 3 years, 5 years. You know, most. I mean,
it's tough business.
It's a very tough business. Yeah. I mean, they say auto repair is tough, and it is. It really is. I mean, it's a mental thing where, you know, you got so many circuits and diagrams and stuff to get through in order to solve a problem. But it's not as action packed as what like the kitchen would be, where you're throwing. There's a lot. I mean, I think that the stuff we see in the TV programs, I mean, how far away are they from reality?
Oh, you gotta be careful what you wish for. There's times that the heat is on. You know, we call it in the weeds, as we call it.
In the weeds.
So you may have a board that you might have 30 or 40 tickets triple deep in the sound. I'll never forget that sound. Probably to the day I die. That ticket just doesn't stop.
Wow.
And so, but there's not a better feeling in the world when you're in the middle of it. Like you're just in it, and you're working with everybody to make sure we're going to get out of this in one piece. But at the end of the night, you step back and you look, and you start looking around, and you look at each other. God, man, we did it.
You did it.
We did it. So let's go have a beer. Let's go regroup, and we'll see you here again tomorrow to do the same thing. And it's a special breed. It really is it's a tough business. It's not like people are calling the chefs out into the dining room all the time to say, "Hey, you guys are amazing tonight." So it could be a lonely business. You know, those pictures you see of a chef sitting on the floor with a cigarette or with a Coke or a drink and eating a cold sandwich that's true. My favorite meal when I got home from work was peanut butter and jelly. That was it. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to look at. I didn't want to make anything. I didn't want to, but that was such an easy thing that I could sit there and go, man, what a night. You know.
How did you, and probably getting a little bit more into the business, but I know that I can't imagine I can imagine because I've seen some things in action. Like this probably is not the greatest comparison, but 3 weeks or at the end of January, we went to an In-N-Out burger place out in California because my son and my son-in-law love In-N-Out burgers, and they're not too bad. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but watching that team put those burgers together and the fries and the drink, and it's a process. It's a machine.
Yeah,
and the same you see with Chick-fil-A. And again, that's on a fast food level, but when you're putting out 5-star meals and 5-course dinners and all that other stuff, the precision that has to go on that plate, every time. I mean, you're not serving a bag of fries.
No,
it's
controlled chaos. That you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And one of the most important positions in the kitchen, well, the most important that people don't even pay attention to, is your dishwasher.
Really?
You take care of that person.
Wow.
Because they can shut your kitchen down in about 2 seconds.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, get them mad and watch things slow down. When you need plates and you need pots, you need saute pans, you need everything. So don't overlook that person.
I actually never thought. I never thought of that. That's terrible. The what you would feel would be the lowest man on the totem pole. Here, the most important. And now that you said it, I get it.
Yeah.
No plates. I can't serve food.
And the other person is the expo. The person we call it the pass. So all the food is coming to them. They're controlling this dance.
Okay.
So the tables are coming up. They have to have eyes everywhere. They have to have eyes on the food, make sure the presentation is correct, make sure all the condiments are there with it, making sure you have a runner ready to go to get the food to the table, still hot, still in temp, and fresh. Things could die in that window. And then if you really want to see a chef get upset, have something sit in that window after a long time. So that expo person is critically important.
So you said expo?
Expo.
What's that stand for?
Expediter.
Expediter. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So really important. And, then when you look at the chefs and you look at your line cooks or your leads, you really they have to have that. You either have it or you don't. It's got to be in your blood that you're really going to dive in here and, work your tail off to get that stuff done. And again, at the end of the night, when you're looking at each other, you know who has it and who doesn't.
Right.
And not for everybody. That's for sure.
Well, it's funny, and I got us into there because I know that some colleagues of mine may be listening, and I always want to give a little bit of a tip to the automotive side. 'Cause it's just me naturally being curious about how your profession operates, and we have operators in our end that do a high volume, and they have teams that are coordinated enough to handle that. And the breakdown comes in when one member of that team, quote unquote, doesn't show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it seems to happen too often.
Yeah.
But then that's when you rally. That's when you know you have a good team.
Yeah.
That you're going to have somebody that's going to step in, take over a fry station or take over a saute station, that you have them cross-trained enough and the menu is manageable enough. Menu design too. There's so much stuff that goes into running a successful restaurant, from menu design to purchasing to inventory control to, prep, having perfect prep lists done. So when your team's walking in, they're coming right up to you, saying, you're here, you're saute, salad station, saute station, prep station. Here's what I need you to do. You do. And they go down. When you're done, come back to me. We'll have more to do. And when you see it all come together, and when that timing is just right, and plates are just zipping out, to the front of the house, it's cool.
Well, do you know who we target the most in hiring for our teams? People from the restaurant business.
Yeah.
Because they're used to the chaos, and being hollered at and, all that good stuff. But you know what? This is impressive because I'm more than assuming. I don't even want to use the word assume, but your background, your history, your experience, the level that you have been in the food industry from where you started and what you explained has got to be part of what you're doing now. All that experience, the quality, the making sure that it's served properly, or the food is great and there's no shortcuts.
Yeah.
That now is going to be presented through your program here, which is exciting.
Yeah, it is. And, you'll see me. I'll be out there and somebody's getting a Frank with the sauerkraut and the Dr. Pepper onions and whatever they have on it, our chili sauce, which is phenomenal. But I'm wide-eyed. I'm looking at them. I'm watching them take that first bite. And I'm like, do they like it? Go ask them.
They're not going to be like, Grandma, you know what? Who are you?
But even at this age and at this stage of my career, that's the exciting part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I really want people to love what I'm giving them. And I get upset if they don't. Not that it's their fault.
No,
Nick, I just did a crap job on something.
That's the truth.
And then you go back. I'm like, how could I fix this?
It bugs the hell out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
people work too hard for their money.
Yeah, I get it.
To have it wasted on something that I did wrong.
Yeah.
So, Kate, would you think I'm a little tense about that? Which I am, because I just want it right. I want it right for the people who are who's paid the money to do this. It's important.
Well, all right, we covered a lot.
Yeah.
We got the second half of Gerry Geda out, right? But we have one big announcement that we're going to take here. Gerry isn't going to be part-time. We're going to develop a show for Gerry and Banging Meats, and Gerry wants to be able to share more of what he's doing. He's got some great ideas coming up. So hopefully within the next month or so, you're going to see Gerry Geda and Banging Meats here, part of the menu at 302.fm and the buck stops here. Right, Gerry?
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're in the building stages. There's a lot to do, but Gerry's going to build a kitchen, right? And it's going to be here in the studio.
Yeah,
no.
I'm collecting the popsicle sticks as we talk.
Yeah. It's going to be one of the little easy bake ovens, right? Put it in there, a little burner on the side, all that stuff. So, but no, it's going to be fun. That way, every week or so, whatever our schedule, you can learn how to salivate while listening or watching something online here at the 302.fm. We're going to wrap it up. Gerry, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure getting together with him.
Always.
I'm Greg. That's Gerry, and we appreciate you listening in. Stay tuned for more from 302.fm. Buck stops here. We got some other great guests coming up, and I look forward to sharing all that with you here in the great state of Delaware. So from myself, Gerry, thanks again.
Thank you.
And I think we're out, right?
See you.
We're out. All right. See you. Bye.